Welcome to Pop Culture Roulette for all your pop culture needs. We're America's podcast.
Yeah.
All right. As always, I'm Nicholas. We are as always joined by our self-help guru Jeremy
What's going on, guys?
and noted sticker enthusiast Justin.
I do enjoy stickers, yes.
I'm mad at myself for how long I laughed at that stupid parody sticker.
I started a collection. That's my reward every time we go to one of the local Goodwills.
Mm.
I make sure I take my 50 cents to get my poop themed sticker.
Oh, they're all poop themed in that machine.
Yes.
Nice.
So you collect just poop themed stickers?
Just
or
those
stickers?
just those ones because I find them to be so hilarious.
So what would you like to tell the audience what the pun was that you sent us?
It's
today?
it's a poop shark, basically, and it says baby shark do 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 do.
Baby Shart.
Baby shark. I've got a couple other ones for like I don't even remember what they are, but I know one's like a hamburger helper pun. I think one's like duty pebbles.
I
find them to be fascinating.
see. I was confused because like the sticker was on this box. So
Oh, it's one of those sleeves when it comes out of those 50 cent
see.
machines.
I thought it was on a box.
Oh,
So I was waiting for another picture of like some sort of action figure, or
no,
I didn't realize it was just the sticker.
that's just a sticker that comes out one of those quarter machines.
Oh,
And then I've also got a camouflaged, like poop emoji looking thing. That's one of those window clings,
Mm.
and it says "Do your duty."
Ah.
That's in my little hallway area on my mirror.
all right then.
I
I
want
mean,
I want to write poop based puns for sticker companies. That sounds like an awesome job.
Yeah,
Who you learn something new every day, and what I've learned today is that apparently Justin is obsessed with poop emoji puns.
I think they're hilarious.
You know,
I think it's ham turd burger helper or something like that.
You know, I've often wondered who this merchandise sells to.
There you go.
And apparently we like. So is it just the stickers, or when they make those little surprise like the blind bags,
Hmm.
like for like the Lego figures?
I enjoy mystery boxes too.
Okay, I saw one. They had like a bunch of like poop emoji ones in the blind bags. Would that be something that you collect as well?
I don't know. I'd probably take a shot on it.
So I seem to
it'd be kind of
remember.
interesting. I have a poop emoji pillow too.
Jeremy, do you remember when Ralph Garman used to come down big on like the poop products?
Yeah.
And then there was occasionally I'd Snapchat you or text you a picture of some random poop toy.
Right.
And, and you and I were like, who would buy this? Pardon the pun. Shit.
Yeah. Well, I guess
Apparently-
again, here we go.
Apparently, and this only makes sense if you're looking at my screen, the guy down here.
I'm up here on my
Guy
screen.
over here. Yeah, it all makes sense now.
Yeah, that's my reward for going to Goodwill. The lady does her shopping and walks around, and when we're leaving, I get myself a sticker.
Well, where do you draw the line with shit merchandise? Will you wear a poop emoji t-shirt?
I guess it depends on what it says.
Okay.
For me, a t-shirt's a t-shirt. I really don't care what
What
they
if
say.
it's the poop emoji and it's like it just says I'm the shit?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay. I'm
I'm
sure that
the-
exists.
I'm the
I
in a bit- in a
would
big-
be
big poop emoji picture.
I would be shocked if that shirt doesn't exist.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
not, then we need to stop recording right now and get on that.
I feel like if we went to Lake Geneva and walked around in those various stores, we'd find like 5 different varieties.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
wait.
And you still have like a bunch of shirts like of outdated memes from like 10 years ago that they still think are popular. Kind of like those kiosks in the mall with
Yes.
the custom shirts. Yeah.
Yeah. I've often wondered, like I said, I've often wondered. And I needed to look just to
Yeah.
the other screen there.
Who knew it was so close?
Huh.
Yeah. I don't know. I find them to be fascinating. They're done by Junk Food Duty.
Junk food duty.
Yeah.
And duty, let me guess, is spelled like D, like
Oh.
poop.
OODY.
Okay.
There's a whole bunch of different stickers that you can order.
So,
yeah.
see, now when I asked you and you were like, "Oh, I collect stickers," I had this like, "Oh, okay, well, like he has all these funny collecting sticker things."
I think
I
Jeremy might have
didn't
found it.
realize it was. I didn't realize it was like hyper specific to just poop related.
I just think they're hilarious.
I mean, it takes a genius to come up with this level of dumb poop
Did you-
humor.
Did you find the pack that has all the different ones in there?
I did.
Okay.
Do you want to hear some?
Yes.
Okay, so there's one that says NFL, the National Flatulence League. There's a parody of Haagen-Dazs called Hagen Duty.
Yep.
What's another one? Let's see. Taco Smell, Fruit Poops, Turtle King.
You got to fight for your
God
right
damn.
to fart. You got to fight for your right to farty.
I hate how much I'm entertained by this.
Yeah.
Exactly, and they're in one of those 50-cent machines, and they're
There you
just so entertaining.
Well, I didn't have any plans for my upcoming vacation, but now I've got one.
I've got the Baby Shark, the Duty Pebbles, the Ham Turtle Helper, and the Farta, which is a play on Fanta.
So now, when you've gone to the Goodwill, have you gotten doubles of these stickers yet, or have you?
Yeah, yes, I do have a double of one of them.
Ooh.
Does it make you mad?
Of course, it makes me mad. I'm like, I already have this one.
Is it multiple Goodwills, or is it just one Goodwill in particular?
Just one Goodwill has them. The other Goodwills don't. So anytime we go to that specific Goodwill, I get a sticker.
Exclusive.
And you don't, and you're not collecting other stickers.
No, just these ones when I go there.
So what happens when they switch that one out? Like, it becomes like the next, like, whatever the next, like, unicorn. Well, unicorns are popular already.
I wouldn't if they get rid of the stickers. I just won't get stickers anymore from there. I'll probably stop going to that Goodwill, burn it to the ground.
Are you gonna be mad if you can't get the whole run?
Well, I could order the whole set.
Oh.
Like they do sell it as a whole pack that's got all the stickers.
Well, there goes the fun of being a
Yeah,
collector.
that's why I haven't done that.
Yeah.
I don't stick them on anything. They just sit in my car. I just find them to be hilarious. It's that immaturity that I'll never grow out of with poop jokes.
I get it. I totally
Yeah,
get
I
it.
know. I've often heard that, like, like women talk about, like, oh, how men just never get past a certain point in their maturity level, and it's like, yeah, you're right, we don't, because apparently I'm in my 40s and you're in your 30s and you're almost in your 30s.
He is.
I am.
30.
Oh, you
Thank
are-
you, though. That's really nice of you to say.
I
Maybe
keep
he
for-
meant me. He meant
I
me.
keep forgetting that you're 30 now.
Yeah, I'm 30.
I keep thinking of you as so much younger because I met you when you were so much younger.
Yeah.
It's true.
Anyway, that's But yeah, we're still laughing at bad poop jokes
Right.
and
Yeah.
bad.
Always will. Farts are funny.
Yeah, not when you gamble and lose.
That it's not funny for you, but for people around you, it's hilarious.
All right. Well,
Yeah, how do we get out of that one?
I feel like at this point we'll just have a 15-minute episode and just call it a day. Like,
Okay. Peace out.
Yeah, those nuggets are golden.
oh. All right. So there's no good way that I know to transition. So there's not really been a lot of interesting pop culture news over the last week or so. Did either of you watch Suicide Squad yet?
No, unfortunately, I haven't had a chance yet. Justin has.
Spoiler-free review. Actually, I'll just give you my overall impression and a rating, and then when you get a chance to watch it, we'll review it.
Okay.
I felt like it was trying really hard to be something that it just couldn't be.
Mm.
It wanted to be adult and serious, and so it took the low road a lot. And like it tried to be like, we can be rated R by just cussing and ripping people in half, which you would think would be cool, but
That's all you need.
But I don't know if you agree with me, Justin, but like I felt like it wanted to be so much better than it ended up being.
Well, in general, I try to disagree with you on as much as I can. But yeah, they tried with some things a little too hard, but I thought it was still enjoyable.
Don't get me wrong, it's still outside of maybe Shazam and the first Aquaman. Well, first because we hadn't seen that. Outside of Shazam and Aquaman, it's probably one of the better DC movies. But like at the end of the day, like Jess's review was still, I would like to see what Marvel would have done with that. Because like I felt like DC like really James Gunn tried to bring Marvel in, and while they maybe took the reins off and didn't interfere, like I don't know, like it felt like they were trying too hard or not hard enough.
Did it still have enough of a James Gunn like feel to it?
Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean he
likes to bring in the music.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, the soundtrack was really good and very important. I don't know. Once you see it, I think you'll understand. It was trying too hard, but not hard enough. Like
Okay.
It really desperately wanted to be cute, but took the low road. Like it kind of went back to when James Gunn was working with Troma.
Okay.
Where like, Troma had a $5 budget, so they just had to be cute. Where James Gunn had an unlimited budget, but he was still trying to be cute. And instead of writing a short, like I think that's what makes Marvel movies so much better, is that Marvel Disney is like, you're not going to be allowed to be above this rating. So you have to make the script better. You have to be more on point with the jokes. You can't just take the easy road out and be like, here's the dick.
Right.
Now I'm gonna say fuck. Look at me. So with Marvel, like as a screenwriter, like you have to try a little harder because they won't let you just make the dick joke and move on with your dick.
DC will.
But DC,
Absolutely will.
That's where I think DC trying to be like, look how edgy and adult we are. Where like you get to be rated R because you can go do whatever you want. Kind of let him get away with some things that I think had they taken like just one more pass at the script would have maybe cleaned some of the stuff up. But I also I don't know. We're delving into getting close to just spoiling a lot of stuff. So
yeah,
maybe
don't do that.
So okay, all right. Anyway, now that we're into the pop culture world,
Just be prepared for dick jokes.
I'm always prepared for dick jokes. Well, I'll check it
So-
out very soon.
So do we want to consider zoos or the animal world pop culture related at all?
Sure, why not?
Look how
Okay.
look how this episode started.
All right, that's good.
Yeah,
It's
Okay.
good point.
it's off the rails already.
So this story just came to my attention, but I'm now realizing it's almost a year old. But I just heard about it, so it's news to us. In England, they had there's a wildlife sanctuary with a bunch of birds, and they had to separate 5 African gray parrots from the rest of the group and themselves because they would not stop swearing at all the visitors.
Nice.
Awesome.
The birds' names were Billy, Eric, Tyson, Jade, and Elise. They were in a colony of about 200 other African grays. They had to be removed because they were constantly swearing at everybody who came in.
Does it say what they were saying to them?
At least one of them was saying "fuck off."
Awesome.
It does not say what the rest of them were saying. The problem, I guess, was that because people thought it was funny,
Yeah.
it kind of actually reinforced the behavior. So, like, they'd laugh, and the parrot would be like, "Oh, I'm getting positive." It would be positive reinforcement because the
Yeah.
parrot clearly has no idea that it's telling people to fuck off. And
Yeah.
you can only imagine. You can only imagine the other words that being that it's England, it was saying.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like if a kid swears, you're supposed to correct them without laughing at it, even though it is kind of funny. Because then
Right.
if they see you laughing, they're just going to keep saying it.
Right, and so they had to quarantine them and take them to various different parts of the sanctuary because they were reinforcing each other, but they started teaching the other parrots.
That's
So-
awesome.
So I submit to you: would you pay extra to go to a zoo where you knew that when you walked into the aviary, you'd have 200 plus birds just cursing and saying all sorts of other naughty things? Like, you were going to like the adult zoo, so you'd walk in and the parrots would just like, you'd walk into the aviary and they'd just be full roast mode.
I don't
They
I
just
don't think I don't think I would pay extra for it. Like when I go to the zoo out here, I don't really like going by the bird area, but that'd give me a reason to go by the birds.
Yeah.
You'd have to
Yeah.
make a
Right.
special trip. Be like, all right, we got to make sure we see the birds.
Or would you go to the zoo more often if you knew that, like, when you walked in there, like, the birds were going to be like, "Hey, motherfucker!"
Man,
Just a whole aviary full of Don Rickles.
I'd be willing to pay a little more, I think,
I
because
might go to the zoo more often.
yeah, I mean, I put that at like on the same entertainment level as the poop stickers in my book. Like, very enjoyable to hear a bird swear at you, and if you're,
Yeah.
I mean, if they're like going as far as to like roast me, like they're picking things out about me.
You'd have to rearrange the layout of the zoo though. So when you walk in, that's the first thing you walk through is the birds, and the last thing when you leave. So then you're greeted by it and you're exited by it.
So basically, the zoo should hire like some sort of terrible hack comic to start teaching the birds more nuanced heckles.
Yeah,
So that
yeah.
when they come in, it's not just like fuck off, fuck off, fuck off.
Yeah, they need to refine the act a little bit. Yeah, like the birds. This is a great first step, but I mean, yeah, let's take it up a couple notches, birds.
They need to teach this group a bunch of bald jokes, this group a bunch of fat jokes, this group over here a bunch of old jokes, and then just make sure you intermix them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect.
that sounds like a great zoo.
and just have an adult zoo. Like that's
Yeah.
just. Oh, you don't take the kids to that zoo.
Yeah, there's another zoo. I seen a thing. I don't remember what zoo it was, but someone taught one of the monkeys to give the finger. So it was just giving the finger to people as they would walk by. Gotta include that in this adult zoo.
Yeah, there
Okay,
you go.
yeah.
There's another exhibit.
Oh.
Can what else? Can other animals do any inappropriate things?
I'm sure we can teach monkeys to do a lot more inappropriate things than just give the finger.
That's true.
I mean, they already fling feces. That's
Yeah, and
that's
I've
why there's the
heard
poop humor.
I've heard stories of going to the zoo and the monkey's just having a grand old party by himself.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You know, that so just make sure the monkeys are always flipping you the finger or doing the old 5-knuckle shuffle.
Yeah. I want to know who taught the birds to do this in the first place. Was it?
I don't know. I mean, you've got to assume that they either heard it from like the zookeeper, like probably you're back in the office and you're trying to get something open and you accidentally stab yourself and you're like, oh motherfucker, or
Yeah,
the bird's like, oh, I like this word.
yeah.
Or they hear it from people just just walking through the exhibit enough. We had a macaw, I think it was growing up, that would say it would always tell people to shut up because it heard it all the time from us when it would start squawking. So people would walk in and they would just be like, shut up.
Nice.
Well, it also said it was a sanctuary, so some of the birds could be rescues.
Okay.
So like
Yeah.
maybe they came from an environment that wasn't the most savory to begin with.
Just
So,
takes one bad
makes
parrot
sense.
in the bunch to corrupt all the others.
Can a bird testify, you think? If it hears enough stuff and repeats it?
I've heard of them trying to do it, but
Yeah,
I
I've
don't
heard of
know.
that too.
I don't know. I've never really known the success rate of using a bird as testimony.
As a key eyewitness.
Yeah.
I feel like the person on the other side would kind of have an issue with that. I don't know. That'd be interesting to find out if it ever actually successfully happened. So, perverted zoo. That's going to be our new business plan.
Yeah.
All right. I like it.
A perverted zoo that sells poop stickers.
Yes.
That sells shitty merchandise.
Yeah, we'll get a bunch of naughty emoji based stickers. I mean, I think we should probably diversify past poop. I mean, surely there's a bunch of other ones.
The swearing birds can definitely be spun off into merchandise. I mean, we can
Right.
get
Yeah.
those like little talking like stick animal head things, but every time you open the mouth, it just says "fuck off."
Yeah.
The little plush
stuffed
animals?
animal. Yeah, that you
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of opportunities there.
Right. And so we'll have
It's an untapped market.
the podcast studio / perverted zoo.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Where do you think the studio is going to be located?
Well, obviously in or next to the aviary.
Right. They make the best co-hosts.
I don't know when that podcast went off the rails, but it has to be around the time that all we ever heard was parrots saying "fuck off."
That's the whole episode.
Right.
And which would probably be the highest rated episode we ever did.
That's true.
I got one more story.
Okay.
I know that recently we've been trying to be more positive and not necessarily have nominating douchebags, but there was
Don't want to poo all over everything.
Oh God.
have fun titling this episode, Jeremy.
Yeah.
But I do have to nominate one celebrity, Jennifer Aniston.
Oh no, not Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah,
Well,
What'd she do to you?
Well, she didn't do anything to me because, oh, hey there.
Jesus. How many weeks have we done this?
Oh man.
It's been a while since I've let that happen. So Jennifer Aniston has decided that rather than be a human being,
Mhm.
she is going to cut all friends and acquaintances who refuse to either get vaccinated or reveal their vaccination status.
Oh, yeah.
You
All
know,
right.
she just it's too important. And it's like, okay, well, fuck you. Like how
yeah.
much? I mean, how much of a friend? I mean, obviously, when she threw acquaintance in there, whatever. I mean, that's just an acquaintance. But how much of a friend are you really? Where if you're like, hey, I'm not gonna tell you whether I'm vaccinated or not. You're just like, oh well, I'm cutting you out of my life.
Yeah, that's a little extreme.
For sure.
I mean, I'm sure she probably regrets saying that, maybe, or she will, because she's not obviously probably not going to follow through with that.
Well, no, and I'm sure in 6 months to a year when this is definitely because it's despite this recent little whatever, this is getting close to being behind us.
Yeah, yeah. I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too. It's just so like, but there's also an element of like, you're going out in public and saying that, and if you're actually following through,
Mhm.
and a year's time span when this is all behind you, and like she's gonna try to act like everything is fine and be like, like, do you go back and you're like, oh well, no, we're done, we're not friends because you cut me out of my life. Like to me, like I chose to get vaccinated for my own reasons.
Yeah.
And if you chose not to, that's up to you.
Mhm.
That's your prerogative. Much like voting, like I think it's very important, but it is your right to either do it or not do it, and it's none of my business
Mhm.
to know. Like,
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely going a little overboard with that by saying everybody. So yeah, fuck her. I don't know. This is hot button, man.
I know.
We gotta go back to the swearing birds.
I was just so annoyed by that earlier this week that it was just a matter of like, it kind of ground my gears a little bit.
Well, it's too bad that it had to be her, because I mean she's what, 50 something, and she's still very, very attractive. So I mean that really
well,
it really bums me out to hear her say stuff like that, because she's hot. Is what I'm trying to say.
I'm not going to disagree with you.
Nope. No arguments here.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all I have. Hopefully, you got some more positive stories.
Well, yes, I do. As a matter of fact, well, I have a hero, as it turns out.
Oh, good. That'll counteract my negativity.
So the hero this week is Tony Hawk. And really, it's not about so much as what he's done, but what he has been doing with his organization and his charity. So let me see if I can just bring that up real quick. So he's got a charity that he started back in 2002, the Tony Hawk Foundation. But recently, it's this is an article from Variety, unfortunately, one of our rivals. But the article is about how he's been ramping it up since the pandemic and thinking of creative ways that he can keep it going and keep it working and keep it going strong. So him, and one of the recent things he did was him and Steve-O started selling photos, like signed photos, online. And let's see in here somewhere they have the number 12,000 copies they signed.
And then they donated everything to his foundation.
Yeah.
I did hear that.
And then he's also got like he's working on like a bunch of other different projects like skate park finder app that'll help connect skaters with their nearest parks and provide educational resources to people. Just different ways to get skate parks into sovereign land. So I mean he's making it happen out there. And I'm sure as he gets older and wants to be out on the board less and less, he's going to ramp it up even more and do more of this charity stuff. So Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk is one of those, like, just, I feel like an ageless celebrity.
Yeah.
Like, because, I mean, Tony Hawk, I feel like Tony Hawk has been as famous as long as I have been, like, aware of famous people.
Yeah.
'Cause, like, I think he started it in the 80s. I mean, I don't know when he got famous, but he has been, and you know what? Of all of the time he's been famous, I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that guy's a douche. Like, you only ever hear like good things about him.
Yeah. That's very true.
Yeah.
And throughout like most of the years, like when I was a kid, I always seem to recall him being very involved in like the Kids' Choice Awards and like a lot of kid related activities. Like he just seems like very genuine, down to earth dude.
I'd agree.
It says here he turned pro in 82.
Wow, that's
And-
crazy.
So yeah, because
Wow.
so he was born in 68, so he's 10 years older than I am. So when I was 5 or 6, he would have been 15 or 16. So yeah, that would have been. So it is just ridiculous to think that he has been famous for that long. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and really no like scandals or anything either with him. That I could think of.
the closest scandal I think I've ever heard is like when one of the Tony Hawk video games ended up not being very good. And it was like, yeah, but how is that his fault? He
Yeah.
just signed, like he just signs his name,
Was
signs the
that-
contract.
Was that one Ride? That wasn't very good.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
It was like all downhill based, and the controller was actually a skateboard, which is
Yep.
kind of cool. But that game itself,
Yeah.
less than stellar.
Yeah.
right, but like it was like he just signs off on it. Like he just, they
Right.
just showed up and they're like, we got this game, slap your name on it. Here's a check. Okay, cool. Like,
I think he had a lot to do with the first one though,
Hmm.
with like some of the music choices and everything. Like he was very involved in the first one.
That's cool. The
Like-
first one is so good.
Yeah.
like when do you think the last time John Madden has had any say so over Madden football? Like,
yeah.
Or do you think they're just like, he just gets a check in the mail once a year and he goes, what's this for? Oh, that stupid video game is still going on?
So he probably
Right.
hasn't really been involved since probably the early 2000s when they started putting athletes on the cover and took him off the cover. He used to do the cover and then he did some of the commentary for the game.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. He has
And
some
now-
great one-liners in those
Yeah.
games.
And now he's just the namesake of it. I don't think he's involved with it much.
Right. And for that matter, do you think kids today even know that Madden stands for John Madden?
Ah, yeah. I mean,
I would say maybe some. I'd say about 20%.
Or if they're like, oh, Madden's just some weird term for football.
I would say about maybe 20% know who he is.
really that low?
Kids these days,
Yeah, I guess.
like
Yeah.
they just pick up a game and be like, oh, it's football.
Are you saying that kids are stupid?
No,
Okay.
I'm
Just
not.
making sure.
I'm not saying anything. I can imply things, but I'm not going to say it.
Fair enough. So yeah, Tony Hawk, right? Our hats are off to that guy
Hats
for
are off to him.
a
Yeah.
long legacy. you know.
I gotta find my.
So I have another thing that I think would be fun to do, and that is something we've never done before, and that would be to watch a trailer together
I was gonna say
in real time,
I was gonna say stayed on track.
or that. That has never happened.
Ooh.
Hopefully, it's a movie that you guys haven't already seen the trailer for, but I think it'd be funny to get our reactions to this together.
I don't know
Okay.
how does this work? It's just gonna pop up on our screen.
I'm gonna send it to you via the Facebook text messages. Is that a good? Does that work for you guys? And then
Sure.
we'll just play them all together.
What is this?
So, if you guys want to watch along at home, the movie that we're going to be watching the trailer for this evening is called Lamb.
Do I need to have sound on this?
It might help.
All right, I'll turn it up. Just let me know when you guys are ready, and I'll play it here.
Okay, I'm ready to go. Should we just count down or something?
Just waiting on Nicholas.
All right. On one, we'll hit play. 3, 2, 1.
What the?
Yeah. So we've got a lamb child.
Okay, then.
So did that guy get bored and go out to the barn one day? Is that what happened there?
Well,
It kind of makes you wonder. Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
how did where did this DNA get inserted
Yeah.
here?
Is this like going to be a spin-off of what's it, Jane Silent Bob? Motherfucker said he fuck a sheep. Is that what we got going on here?
It does appear that way. Yeah. So, I mean, I find nothing to be more terrifying than that tiny little lamb walking around like a child
Yeah.
in a coat.
well, there's so many different things. First off, I think we talked about it a couple weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago. There's a show on Netflix called Sweet Tooth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, where the whole show is predicated on a virus, but also hybrid children, where like so there's a little bit of element to that. Do you remember? Well, neither of you might, but in the late 90s, early 2000s, there was a horror movie called Black Sheep,
It sounds so familiar.
where like there was some sort of like crazy doctor experimenting, and he created like an evil sheep that was like killing and eating people.
Okay. Yeah. I remember this. Yeah.
I don't remember the movie super well. I just remember I remember it being very silly.
Yeah. Yeah.
This looks like, I don't know. There's a whole bunch of different genres going in here. And what language was that?
Foreign.
Yeah, foreign, general foreign.
Foreign.
I think the movie takes place in Iceland, so
Okay.
Icelandic.
some sort of
Ah.
Icelandic, yeah.
I mean, I'll watch it. Sure.
Yeah. I'm
Realistically,
curious.
I probably wouldn't watch it because I'd have to read it.
Mm,
That does stop me from watching a lot of movies.
One of these days you will have to learn how to read, but
Yeah, I don't think so.
hasn't stopped you this far.
Yeah. I do pretty good for myself.
The lamb with the flower crown is what really drew me in. That's a good attention grabber right there.
yeah, it just, I don't know. Like it's a very, very. I'd like to know more about the plot. Like
Yeah.
it's got my attention enough that like I am curious to follow up on
Mm-hmm.
it.
We might
Yeah,
have
if
to
I-
keep track of this one.
A childless couple discovers a mysterious newborn on their farm in Iceland. An unexpected prospect of family life brings them much joy before ultimately destroying them.
It doesn't really look like they find the child so much as
Yeah.
help give birth to it.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all
We,
right.
we always give people crap for not coming up with any original ideas.
There you
So
go. Yeah.
I guess it's kind of original.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen really anything like it. I mean, I guess
Uh,
other than Black Sheep, the movie you brought up. But
Well,
lamb,
I mean-
lamb chops play along, maybe.
yeah.
I mean, there's something to be said for like, there's only what 3 different stories, and everything is just a variation thereof. It's
Yeah.
just how creative can you be with the various different parts of the story. I would say this is relatively original. I mean, you can see that there's a few elements here or there that are borrowed from anything else, but I mean, I can't. There's nothing anymore that doesn't have some sort of borrowed element from something,
Yeah.
regardless of how original it might be. So I would say this is pretty original, pretty out there,
Yeah.
pretty.
Right
There's
on.
I guess there's not much to do in Iceland.
No, apparently not. All right. So that was Lamb.
All right.
I have another potential douche, maybe, if we want to get into it. It's Devin Funchess.
Oh,
Oh.
jeez.
Yeah. Do we want to even go there?
Okay, well, we'll let the sports guy take over.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jeremy.
Well, no, go ahead, Justin.
No,
What
you
are your
go.
what are your thoughts on it? I mean,
I'm-
obviously it's deplorable. He wasn't like. I mean, he made some comments. We all know what happened, right?
I don't know what happened here.
Oh, come on.
I haven't looked at any of that stuff recently.
He was in a press conference and he used the term, his words, not mine.
I
I don't know. I don't have much to say. I mean, I don't think
Don't
he's
say
gonna,
that.
I don't think he's gonna make the 53-man roster anyways. So
I think so. The PCR official stance on this is that that's racist and you shouldn't say that.
yeah. I mean,
poor choice of words.
Yeah, he slipped. It was a
There-
slip up.
there was an NBA player this year who used an anti-Asian stereotype, and he was like, "I didn't know that's what that word meant. In the
Mm.
streets, we use that term all the time. I'd never heard it." And I was like, "Man, I didn't really buy that story because I was like, I'm quite a bit older than that NBA player. I've always known that word to be, anti-Asian, and now I'm having a hard time remembering exactly what word it was that the NBA player used. He got suspended and had to sit out for however many games, and he did his time and then came back. But there were a lot of people who were like, "Yeah, he legitimately didn't know." Now he's, the way he used it.
Mm-hmm. I
Like,
mean,
he
it's like,
clear-
come on.
So I mean, he clearly knew what he was saying and how he was using it. So Funches doesn't get the same, I didn't know excuse. I mean, it's never been appropriate, but in today's day and age, like how you think in your head, what you're about to say is going to be okay at all. And then you just go ahead and say it anyway.
Yeah, I don't understand. It was going so smooth up until that point too. It was a great conference, and he just had to say that.
Just
Come on, dude. Yeah. So all right, douche of the week potential or Jennifer Aniston. Make your vote.
yeah, vote now. We'll have the results next week.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Who's that?
See, I'm
That's-
always getting.
see, that's not mine. That's someone else's phone going off.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm always getting yelled at.
I don't even know where it is, so I can't get up.
Well, you're both fired.
Mine's right here.
Do we care at all about the American Pickers breakup?
Not really. Like I watched American Pickers the other day when it was on, and I was like, "Hey, where's the other guy?
Yeah.
I
Like,
think I've
How long has he been gone?"
Well, he's been gone since like COVID started, and he's not coming back either because the network is axing him, and they're having a little bit of a feud right now. I think eventually all roads lead to this. I hate to say it, but one of us this might happen to.
Yeah.
where the one of the three of us is just gonna get axed, or we're gonna break up.
I mean, egos get really big once all the money and the fame gets to our heads. Like you don't know what's gonna happen.
I do. I know which one of the three of us will fire it.
Oh,
Oh,
oh wow.
that's where you are on my screen too, Nicholas.
Yeah, I mean, it's just sad, they seemed like real good buds, and now he's like calling them out online, and he's saying it's bullshit, the statement that he made. I mean, serious shit, man.
Didn't he also take like a leave too? He had like back surgery or something. I read.
Oh yeah, that's how it started, and then he what's his name,
Frank Fritz,
Frank called out
Mike.
Thank you, because he's like, he didn't even say like wish me a happy recovery or like ask how I was doing or anything, and it's just like he's an asshole. Okay, he didn't say that, but that's the kind of gist.
That's how you know they're your friends, though.
Right, but no, I guess it's over, man. After all those years, I mean,
all those miles and all those picks, and
we can't let that happen to us, guys. We need to go on like a team building activity, like retreat.
Well, we did discuss that with with going to improv theater. Yeah.
That's true.
I was looking more into that recently at work with some of the people coming up.
So
I'm down.
The thing I was looking at with it, not to go off from where we're going with American Pickers, but they have their like booths you can get, which is like 4 people, and then it comes with like $200 worth of like gift cards.
Oh,
to use there. So each person gets like $50 for entrees and stuff. So I was like, that wouldn't be a bad way to go on that stuff either.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I saw that. They had like some sort of like, I was looking at the prices and I was like, if you're going with like 3 people, why wouldn't you just buy a 4-person booth?
Right. It's cheaper.
It's cheap. It's almost cheaper.
Yeah.
Like even if you don't have a 4th person, like it's still, price wise.
Because like I think we were looking at what Titus is like $25 a person, or you can get a 4-person booth for like $70.
That's nice. Yeah, we should.
Why would you not take that approach?
We should. Right. The 4th one should be a giveaway to one of the lucky members of our audience.
Yeah.
They can come see Titus.
You could do a company Titus with the 3 members of the.
Yeah.
What a joy that'll be for someone.
That poor unfortunate soul.
They get to hear all the stuff that gets cut out when we're in the car.
I don't know if we want that. They get to look behind the curtain.
Yeah.
They have to drive themselves. They don't get to.
Yeah, they have to meet us there, and we're not going to give them one of the gift cards either. We split whatever the 4th one is.
Yeah, I think each person is like $50 or something like that. It's like a $200 credit or something like that.
It did seem like.
Yeah, like how are they making any money on this?
Yeah, I was like, this must be just because like it's just opening and they're trying to get people in the door.
Yeah, it does. That sounds like a good deal.
All right,
we should look into it. I got nothing else.
I came with nothing, so.
You know, no sports news to speak of.
Not yet.
No big family night takeaways.
Well, they didn't air it, so I didn't get to watch it.
Ooh.
But the only thing I heard, there was some sloppiness to it, but could be contributed to the rain. A couple like miscues from the quarterback to the running back and stuff like that. Rogers still dropping dimes into the nets from like 50 yards away. Otherwise, that's about it.
Why didn't they air it this year?
I don't know. It wasn't on. It said it was going to be on CBS, but then it said it was unavailable due to like broadcasting restrictions. So,
It's bullshit.
great. So I got to watch some highlights that some people put up, and I listened to some stuff about it, but didn't actually get to watch it.
Well, MLB and their stupid blackout rules. I bought that MLB.TV package
Mhm.
this year so that I could watch Angel games, which, right now they're 55 and 55. So been about 50% on like worth watching. But because of their stupid blackout laws or blackout rules, I can't watch any Brewer games.
Yeah, I haven't watched the Brewer game all year because they're not on any of the channels that I have on like my streaming stuff.
Right. I don't have cable, so
Me
I
neither.
can't. So I can't watch the Brewers. I pay for MLB.TV so I can, watch baseball, and I can listen to the Brewer games on the audio side of it, but I'm not allowed to watch it. There's all sorts of which is like that's bullshit.
Mhm.
Like, come on.
Yeah. I agree.
Like,
Yeah.
like I'm paying you money directly. Why can't I,
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I even went with Hulu Live because they had all those like sports like FS Wisconsin for Brewers Bucks, but now they're in a money battle, so can't even watch that stuff no more. Just come on, give us our sports.
Yeah. I don't think it's too much to ask for.
They make enough money.
well, and it's not like I'm like saying like it should just be there should be just like a Brewer streaming app that is available for free. Like I'm paying money to the MLB package.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
You should get all the teams then.
I should be able to, I'm not I'm not trying to pirate it or just saying every game should be on the CW so that I can just get it over the air for free. No, like I'm paying actual money.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
bullshit. This is why people just watch the
This-
streams.
This is why so many people pirate.
Yeah,
like-
exactly. Yeah. Like, get your
Yeah.
shit together. We should go storm the gates of that place, wherever they're operating out of.
Oh, speaking of pirating, not that this has anything to do with it, but I went and saw Black Widow last weekend.
Mm. Nice.
Did
Where's-
either?
Yeah, I saw that in theaters when it came out.
Okay,
Wow.
like I was like a week behind.
I haven't
Jeremy?
seen it. No. No.
Okay,
Sorry.
spoil. Once again, for the second to basically close out the episode, spoiler-free review. I think it was the most disappointing Marvel movie yet.
Oh wow. That's too bad.
I enjoyed it. Apparently, I have a lot lower standards for Marvel movies than you do.
Well, I think my biggest problem is that Taskmaster is. I know he's a D level, maybe even Z level villain, but he's one of my favorites. Like I'm a big fan of Taskmaster. Marvel used to, well, they probably still do, but since I don't go to the comic book store anymore, they used to sell these little like lead figurines.
I remember those. They were in that big case.
Yeah, Craig had them up there on the front. I used to buy a bunch, and I definitely bought a Taskmaster one. He's got just a super cool costume. I love the backstory of where like he's kind of he's an amnesiac, like he doesn't remember who he is, but he can watch anybody fight, memorize their style, but also kind of be a little bit clairvoyant's not the right word, but kind of psychic, where like if he sees your fighting style, he knows how to do it. So like the only like Wolverine and Deadpool are like the only two people he can't fight because both of those guys are so just animalistic and crazy that like you can't predict what either of them are gonna do. But like he can take anybody else on.
Mm.
And they took that character and really kind of destroyed it. And
That's
so
too bad.
for somebody who like Justin who doesn't have either did you know who Taskmaster was before you were
Yes.
going? Okay.
Yes, I did.
But you didn't necessarily have a love for the character the way I did. So when they changed up the character entirely, I would have even been cool with, and I'm going to spoil this a little bit, Jeremy, I apologize.
Okay.
But did you know who Taskmaster was before I just started talking about him?
I did, but only because of previous things that you've mentioned.
Okay.
So
Because of previous things you've ruined for him.
other Marvel properties.
They do a gender swap.
Oh, okay.
Which if they had kept the rest of the story the same, I think I would have been okay enough with that part of it.
Yeah.
But like they kind of it really was like Bane and Batman or Robin, where they're like, here's this super cool character, and we're gonna basically just reduce it down.
We're gonna dumb it down a lot.
We're gonna dumb it down a lot. Instead of having Bane and the Dark Knight Rises, we're gonna give you Bane and Batman and Robin. And like if they had even done like Taskmaster and Dark Knight Rises instead of Taskmaster and Batman and Robin, it would have, I don't know. Overall, it was still, it was still better than anything pretty much that DC's done.
Does it connect to what's going on currently, or is it kind of its own thing?
It does connect a little.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it goes back. It sets it to right after Civil War. It kind of does in between, like what she was doing between Civil War and the beginning of the Infinity War.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, because she was out on the run and in hiding during Civil. Because of the events of Civil War.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And so it kind of bridges that gap a little bit. And then the after credit scene bridges the gap even further.
Cool.
Bringing us up to probably the Hawkeye series that we'll be getting in November.
Cool.
So
nice. Yeah, I'll definitely check that one out too.
I've been behind
on things.
It definitely felt like it was more of the Florence Pugh show than the Scarlett Johansson show, though. Like they're definitely actively handing the reins over.
Yeah.
Okay.
But since we've seen Infinity War and what was the other one? Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
We know what happens, so you know why they're doing that. So.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. Cool.
So all right, well then I guess if that's all.
Well,
I got nothing.
Nothing from me except Friday the 13th. Go check out Media Pod Smash episode 100. We're dropping it. And we're all involved.
Did you time that out perfectly?
Right?
Friday the 13th? Wow.
It was, I'm going to just keep saying it was all on purpose, but it's probably the best accident that ever happened.
All right. So, when you gamble and lose and you've just got some streaks that you can't get a hold of, I'm grasping at straws for other bad poop puns.
Yeah.
Just remember that stupid never walks alone.
Have you recently lost a loved one and want to hold on to their memory forever? Would you like all of the world to be able to view what their life had been about? Seasons of Life Memorials is what you are looking for. We create individual and unique documentary shorts that will allow anyone visiting the gravesite to view the documentary and your memories of the loved one. Contact us today to set up an appointment at seasonsoflifememorials.com.